We start by subtracting 2 from both sides of the equation to isolate the radical. We then have the radical 3x equals 3x minus 2. And so if we square both sides of the equation, it will eliminate the radical. And we'll have 3x equaling this binomial squared. Now recall that a minus b squared is equal to a squared minus 2ab plus b squared. Applying that to this binomial, we have the 3x squared, so it's 3x times 3x is 9x squared. That's minus 2 times a times b is 2 times 3x times 2. 2 times 3x is 6x times 2 is 12x. And plus b squared is plus 2 squared, so that's 4, plus 4. So we have a quadratic equation to solve. So we get everything on one side of the equal sign, equal to 0, in this case by subtracting 3x from both sides. The left becomes 0, and the right is 9x squared minus 15x plus 4. And let's see. So let's try to factor that. Let's use the AC factoring method. So the way we do this is look for two numbers whose product is 9 and 4. The product, looking for two numbers whose product is 9 times 4, or 3 squared times 2 squared, and whose sum is 15. 15 being an odd number means the 2's all have to stay together. 2 times 2 is 4. If we put one of the 3's over here and the other 3 factor with the 4, we have 3 times 4 or 12, and 3 and 12 add up to 15. So those are the numbers that we need to rewrite the middle term. That's the middle term, using 3 and 12. So doing that, our equation becomes 0 equals 9x squared minus 3x minus 12x plus 4. And we've rewritten the middle term using the 3 and the 12. Now factor by grouping will work to finish this. So factoring a 3x out of the first two terms, it's 3x times 3x to get 9x squared. Minus 1. 3x times negative 1 is negative 3x. So over here we'll also have 3x minus 1. So it must have been factored out as negative 4. For negative 4 times 3x is negative 12x, and negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. So that's correct. And now we can finish factoring this by factoring out the common factor of 3x minus 1. We get that 0 is equal to 3x minus 4 times 3x minus 1. And thus we get two possible solutions. This equals 0 if 3x is equal to 4. And that happens when x is equal to 4/3. So there's one possible solution, x equals 4/3. We have to check it still. Another possible solution comes from the second factor here. If 3x equals 1, then 1 minus 1 will be 0, which makes the whole product 0, equal to 0. So this happens when x equals 1/3, dividing both sides of this by 3. So those are the two possible solutions to this equation. However, we have to check both of them. So, to see if they do in fact work. So to begin with, we'll check x equals 4/3. Then the 3 times 4/3 plus 2, we wonder, does that really equal 3 times 4/3? Well, then the 3's cancel. And so we're really wondering here, is the square root of 4 plus 2 equal to 4? But that's 2 plus 2, and that does equal 4. So this one checks out okay. So 4/3 is a valid solution. But we have to check the other possible solution that we found, which is x equals 1/3. Let's see if that one is a valid solution too. So instead of 3 times x being 3 times 4/3, it's 3 times 1/3. And over here, 3 times x is 3 times 1/3. So in this case, instead of a 4, it's just a 1 there, and the square root of 1 is 1. And on the other side, it's simply equals to 1. And this time, it's not true. So this one is not a solution. So this one we have to throw out. And there's only the one valid solution.